say, because otherwise we'll have to. So looks like this meeting is being live streamed, and we are live globally. We have people from all over, and one thing, Aradhya, if I may say, um, few people who are absolutely many of the people have seen all your different type of videos and student stories and whatnot. But some people today reach out to me, Aradhya. They said, so some people reach out to us today uh, while I was celebrating with my students. Uh, so what they said was, "Sir, we haven't seen your previous video on the types of cloud, IaaS, PaaS." So instead of answering them, I just waited because I knew your seminar was going to come up. So I just told them, "Hey, when Aradhya starts, I will request him to understand where they can access it from." So this is my humble request, Aradhya. If you can later on during the session, please show them, if they are new to cloud, they're attending for the first time or listening to our recordings for the first time, they can understand where can they find information, and then you please go on and with your
Okay.
topic of the session today. Thank you,
Okay.
over to you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, so before moving ahead, just wanted to update you guys here. In chat window, I'm going to share the group. I'll suggest all of you to join the group. What I'll do, I'll post this session. I'll save the recording of the previous session where there are two sessions where I was talking about the fundamental of cloud computing or key concept of the cloud computing. Today, I'm assuming most of you already have gone through the videos. If not, then please join the group, which I have shared in the chat window. After the session, I'll share the previous session's recording also. As today's agenda is for the storage account, which is one of the key service used by architect, admin, data engineers. So what we'll do, we'll focus on storage account only today. In case still you have any question, doubt, so what you can do directly, you can call me after the session. You can call me on my number. So most of you already have my number, so you can call and discuss whatever the question or you have. So let's start. So Arun, I have shared my screen. Is it visible? Prabhu, Vaishnavi.
Yes,
Yes, Aaradhy.
it is visible.
Okay, perfect. So let me start with my 1 minute introduction. So as most of you know, my name is Aaradhy Singh. I'm the part of industry since last 2 decades, working on Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing since last 14 years. In fact, I started working on the Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing with just launching of Azure Cloud Computing. So first time I got the training from Microsoft directly. The reason I was from the first batch, very first batch of the Microsoft. Since then, I'm working on Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing. And this type of training and certification I'm providing since last 12 plus year. Nowadays, it's close to 13 year. And this, as of now, I have delivered successfully 84 batches. The new batch, which is going to start from next month, like 7th of February, will be the batch number 85th. Okay, so this is about me. Now, as we are going to focus on storage account. So guys, if you are working as an admin, developer, data engineer, or architect, this is one of the common service which you have to use. Directly or indirectly, you have to use it. Similarly, there are several other services, which is most important services which you should understand, which you should use. But the problem is what candidates are doing, what people are doing, they don't know the importance of the service. So they are using, either they are not using, or if they are using, then they are using partially. Example, I'll give you storage account. So storage account is not used to store data only. Storage account is used whenever you plan to do the system integration, especially in data engineering or software engineering project. So it is used in data engineering. In data engineering, there's a concept available. Almost all the customers are demanding, and almost all the companies are proposing in their RFP that we are looking for the real-time data ingestion. Just think, if you're working as a data engineer, from the source side, you are ingesting data on real time or maybe near real time. But ultimately, what is the goal in data engineering? The ultimate goal in data engineering to visualize the data on Power BI. In Power BI, we have the limitation that you can refresh the data certain times in a day. For example, 8 times in a day in Power BI Pro version. If you are working on Power BI Pro, where 99% cases people are using, so over there, real-time data you cannot show. So if you cannot display the real-time data, then what is the meaning of processing the data on real time? Question. This is a question. And remember, what is the disadvantage? If you're going to process the data real time, the cost of the project will increase multiple times. The region, there'll be one or multiple cluster running 24 by 7 to process data on real time. And these cluster will not shut down. These server or cluster will execute 24 by 7. So ultimately, what you'll realize after a few months, you realize the cost of the project is just double. Maybe initially it was predicted that the cost of the project or maybe operation cost will be $20,000 or maybe $15,000. But ultimately, in real-time situation, the cost will increase maybe $30,000, $40,000, or $50,000 per month because of the poor architecting. And the problem is, as most of the people or most of the engineers don't know whatever the different services available, when to use and what to use. So what they're doing, whatever the out-of-box solutions are available, they're going with this. Means they're flowing with the pattern. So guys, in real-time situation, you cannot flow with the pattern. What you should do, if your knowledge is diversified, if your knowledge is uh, diversified or you're technically groomed, then you should select proper service so that you can reduce the operation cost. So this is one of the multi-purpose service. When I'm saying multi-purpose service, it is used by data engineers, software engineer, admin, and architect. Means storage account is commonly used by everyone depending on the requirement. So here, storage account is a platform, or this is one of the PaaS-based service where SLA will be 99.99%. Exact SLA is 99.9999 total 16 times 9. It means 100%. SLA means availability of the storage account is 100%. In fact, in case of war, tsunami, earthquake also, if your solution is reliable, trusted, then there will not be any downtime. Suppose entire data center is blast, I mean it's damaged, or because it impacted because of fire or tsunami, still the business will be up and running if your solution is trusted. So here, storage account is uh, a PaaS-based service where you no need to create any VM. You no need to create any network, without virtual machine directly, you can provide your solution on top of the browser. So here we can maintain in storage account, we can maintain any type of data. For example, if you're planning to store the data center backup, you're planning to store the application backup, application streaming, tabular data. If you're planning to store, you're planning to use as a file server. If you're planning to use in data engineering for the system integration or infrastructure backup. So it means CSV, TSV, audio, video, data center backup, machine backup, disk backup, drive backup, your application backup, project backup, or something else. Whatever you want, you can maintain here. This is used in data engineering projects also. This is used in software engineering also. So in nutshell, I would say storage account is multi-purpose service used by almost all the type of cloud professionals available in market. It has 5 or 6 different types available. One is data lake storage. Data lake storage is mainly used by data engineer. Blobs, data lake storage, blob storage, and table storage and queue storage. These are mainly used by data engineer, while file storage and disk storage is used by infrastructure engineer, while others are used by software engineer. In fact, if anyone who is working as a data scientist, they are also using table storage, blob storage, and data lake storage. So total, we have 6 types of storage options are available: data lake storage, blob storage, table storage, file storage, queues, and disk storage. Means we have total 6 types available. So whenever you're using the storage account in background, there'll be 2 options available. Here during the provisioning, Microsoft will ask you what type of storage option you're looking for. You're planning to go with the premium disk or you're planning to go with the standard disk. So is there any impact on this? Yes, there's a huge impact on the cost. For example, suppose you're using standard. And if with the standard storage account, if you're paying, suppose $1,000, same time, if you're planning to go with the premium storage, you have to pay maybe $7,000. Or here, if you're paying $10,000, with this, you're paying $10,000. So if you're planning to go with the premium, you have to pay $70,000. With the name of the premium, normally in most of the cases, what people are doing, people are selecting the premium. And because of the premium, you are paying 7 times higher compared to the normal one. Maybe it is required or not required, you have selected the premium. Guys, it's a decisioning. If you don't understand the concept, if you don't understand the architecture, so what you will do, you'll go with the default values, or you'll go with the flow. If you're going with the flow, then remember in cloud project, the cost of the project will be very high. Maybe you have heard the news that lots of companies were earlier using the cloud computing, but because of the higher operation cost, what the company decided, they decided to not continue with the cloud. It's not that the cloud is not good. The problem was the people who were working on the cloud or the people who designed the solution, they were not good. Because of poor decisioning, poor architecting, the cost of the project or operation cost of the project increased. So in Azure Mastery Program, we are focusing in all these areas also, so that you cannot deliver only project. In case you are getting opportunity, you can optimize the operation cost also. So here, when you're going to create a storage account, there'll be two options available: standard and premium. What you should do, depending on the business requirement, you should select the tier. For example, if you're planning to store the data, so maybe for the backup, or maybe it's a transaction data you are going to store here. So what you should do in data engineering project or in normal application project or administration project, in most of the cases, what you should do, you should go with the standard storage. Why standard storage? The if here the cost of the project, operation cost will be very lower. How much you have to pay? To store the 1 GB of data, you have to pay 2 cent. In Indian rupees, if you convert 1 rupees and 80 paise, you have to pay per month for 1 GB of data. Just think, for a company like Dabur, where they have thousands of products available, for every product, they have one website available. So overall, suppose for Dabur type of company, if they have 400 websites running, and these 400 websites we are going to deploy on top of the machine or on top of the app service plan, the operation cost will be maybe $10,000, $20,000 per month. But what you can do directly, you can deploy in a storage account and the cost will reduce to maybe $100 per month for all the website, including all website, you have to pay maybe $100 per month. So guys, in one hand, you have to pay $100. In other hand, maybe you have to pay $10,000. So it will totally depend on you, your strategy. So here, if you're planning to go with the standard storage, internally Microsoft using the hard disk, means whatever the data you are uploading, your data will be uploaded in a hard disk. Here, input output operation will be higher, lower. And the device that Microsoft using in backend is bigger in size, performance wise, little slower, but cost wise, this is very cheaper. And HDD is working on the RPM model, means round per minute. So in HDD normal hard disk, there'll be plate internally. Whenever you're going to read or write the data, the plate will rotate hundreds of times. While if I'm talking about the premium disk, here performance will be very fast. Internally, Microsoft using SSD, cost-wise, this is very higher compared to the normal one. So what you should do, if you're already working as a data engineer, software engineer, admin, or any other profile you're holding, so make sure you will not select or you will not create a storage account with a default value. Whatever the options are available, just check the option. Depending on the requirement, just select and proceed. So here, storage account, in last to last slide, I was talking about the multiple types available. So here we have 6 types available. One is the blob storage. In storage account, when we're going to upload some semi-structured or unstructured data, what you can do, you should store your data in a blob storage. If you're planning to store the tabular data, you should store such type of data in a table storage. And if you're planning to do the system integration means one application is running in United States. As a data engineer, you're going to consume the data from India. Or maybe one application running in United States, second application running in India, and you're planning to do the integration between these two systems. So what you should do, you should use queue storage. And for the backup purpose, for the file server purpose, what you can do, for you can use the disk and file storage. Apart from these five, we have one more type available, data lake storage. So data lake storage is mainly used by data engineer and data scientist. So question is, what is table storage? What is blob storage? So guys, if I'm talking about the table storage, it is mainly used in software engineering project and data engineering project. But if anyone of you already working as a data engineer here in this group, in this session, any one of you already working as a data engineer?
Not working.
Yes.
We are exploring.
You are
Singh.
exploring.
Yeah.
Okay. So in data engineering project, there are two approach available. Approach number one, legacy approach. Legacy approach means if anyone who is going to learn the data engineering services, what they are doing, they are mainly focusing on the writing the code, means code, pipeline, notebook, and that's it. Means insert, update, delete, pipeline, that's it. But just think, if you're working for the customer, where the customer have multiple ERP, or you're going to develop on a product. Upendra, could you please go on mute? Upendra, yeah, thank you. So guys, if you are working as a data engineer, so there'll be two approach. Approach number one is you can go with the, okay, so there's a question. Before moving ahead, there's a question. So uh, RPM means, let me show you some picture here. It would be clear for you. Okay, one second. So there's a question, guys. What's the difference between SSD versus SDD? So guys, this is normal hard disk. If you check the weight of the normal hard disk, it will be maybe 1 kg or 800 grams, maybe 2 kg, or maybe more than that, depending on multiple parameters. This, I mean, I have seen a hard disk of 50 kg also. 100 kg hard disk also I have seen. So guys, normally the size of the hard disk will be very big. While same time, if you're talking about the SSD, it's just like the RAM, just like the kit. You see here, this is just like the kit. While this is a normal disk, in within the disk there'll be plate here. Whenever you're going to read or write the data, so the plate will rotate hundred or thousands of time per minute, which is working the RPM model, round per minute. Okay, so size wise, normal hard disk is quite bigger. It's a cheap performance wise, I mean, cost wise, this is cheaper. Performance wise, it's a slightly slower, and size wise, it's a bigger. While if I'm talking about the SSD, so size wise, it's a very compact one. Performance wise, it's a very fast. Cost wise, this is very costly compared to the normal one. And the it's working like the flash memory, just like the kit. So just there'll be a kit or just like the RAM. The size will be sometimes like the RAM or maybe sometimes smaller than RAM. So size wise means if weight wise you're going to compare or size wise you're going to compare, maybe one hard disk equals to 50 SSDs. Okay, so SSD are very compact one, but performance wise this is very fast. But there's some good and bad part also. So we'll discuss later on. So here guys, I was talking about the difference between premium and SSD. So if you're going with the premium, so best example of the premium is SSD, while standard means normal hard disk. If you're using, if you are deployed any application on top of the SSDs, so here input output operation will be higher. And SSD, if you have deployed something on top of HDD, so here input output operation will be lower. So question is when we should go with SSD? Wherever you're planning to process the data, you're planning to compute something over there, you should use the premium SSD. Example, if you're going to create a VM, so your C drive should be premium SSD, while other drives like D drive, E drive, O drive, XYZ drive, you can go with the normal standard disk. So what you should do? You should go with the 127 GB premium SSD for the C drive, and for others, you can go with the standard disk. So if you're using this approach, the cost will be optimized. Okay. Here, premium is faster, costly, and just working like the kit. Just for working like the kit, while standard is slower, it's a cheaper and working on the round RPA model, means round per minute. So here guys, blobs today. We have total six types available. Five I have listed here. So we have one more type available, which is called the data lake storage. So in blob storage, what you can do, you can store semi-structured or unstructured data like PDF, audios, videos, CSV, Word document, or maybe video recording, streaming, CCTV camera streaming, pictures, backup of your machine, backup of file folder, backup of your data center also you can maintain here. So if you're planning to store semi-structured or unstructured data, you can go with the blob storage. And if you're planning to,
Ajay, I have a small question. Can I go ahead?
yeah, please.
See, as per of data engineering, right? So, see, if you see the database side, what we will store, all storage will be in the storage account only. Okay, all the injection files and also delta tables which we maintain in the duplicate also in the so you mean to say based on so all this unit all these delta tables based on the structured data we need to corresponding strategy blobs like choose like that we have to decide based on the data.
So I tell you, whenever you're creating a storage account, that time you're getting option what type of performance you're looking for. So normally,
Okay.
normally as a data engineer, you are just closing your eyes and creating the resource.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Correct.
same thing you're
But
doing.
this
Yeah.
is a fact. In 99.99% cases, this is a normal case. So because of it, what will happen? The cost of the overall operation cost will increase. So I tell you, if you are already working as data engineer, check with your manager or check with your admin or architect what is the operation cost. What you'll find, the operation cost will be maybe $30,000, $20,000, even for the smaller project also $10,000. In normal
Okay.
type of project, 20 or $30,000. So 20, 30, maybe in beginning $20,000 is okay. But after some times, whenever the data will increase, the cost of the project will also increase, means operation cost will increase. So that is the one of the pain area. What happened after 6 months or 1 year? Maybe the resolutioning would be required. Either you have to do the resolutioning of the project. If not, then there'll be cost cutting, or customer will tell to not continue with the existing environment, or they will plan for the retirement, or they will plan for something else, or they will suggest to go with the on-premise ecosystem because of the cost. Region, see, $40,000, $50,000 is not a small cost.
Mm,
When I was working Coca-Cola, the monthly operation cost was $80,000.
okay. Okay.
$80,000, even for Coca-Cola also, $80,000 was per month operation cost was very high. So why it's happening? Actually, minimum 30%, whatever the amount companies are paying, or whatever the amount, almost, I mean, in this total overall, 30% extra, minimum 30% extra companies are paying to the Microsoft or for other cloud providers. Not only Microsoft, for all other cloud providers also. Question is why? It's not a mistake from the Microsoft. It is mistake from the cloud professional. The reason they are not up to the mark. A
Yeah. Yes.
person who,
Yeah. As data engineer,
hmm,
as of current standards, right? Majorly, we'll focus only on compute cost only.
correct,
But yeah,
correct,
we are not in the
correct.
storage cost. We never think actually.
Never
This
think.
trend is
So
going.
if correct, even it's not only about the storage. For example, suppose if a customer will demand, okay, we are looking for the real-time data ingestion. So no one is going to ask why you're looking for the real-time data ingestion. There'll be
Mm,
demand in beginning, just like the like something is new available in the markets. If all the customer will demand for it, okay, we are looking for the real-time data ingestion. Customer will demand for the real-time ingestion, and companies are offering also. And impact is actually the data will be ingestion will be real time, but data visualization will not be real time. There'll be delay of 3 hour, minimum 3 hour. So it means there is no meaning to ingest data on real time. And impact will be cost of the project will be multiple times higher. Example, if you're running a cluster, good configuration cluster, you're running to process the data from source system, at least $7,000 to $8,000 you have to pay, right?
okay.
So
Yeah.
ultimately, unnecessary you're paying, and it's not real time also. In theory, yes, it is real time, but practically it is not real time. So what happened? Ideally, what you should do, you should not process the data real time. If you're working in any project like where the real time streaming is really required, you have to visualize the data on real time or real time, especially like the stock market. Okay, then
Mm.
over there it is required. Or suppose aviation industry. In aviation industry, you have to stream the live data, live locations. Then
Yeah.
in that case, it is required. It is not required in other cases. For example, if
In
you're
yeah,
talking
got it. In finance also, we will use for credit card for fraud detection.
fraud detection, yeah.
Yeah,
So
we'll
guys,
use.
everywhere it is not required. There'll be 1% cases only, or maybe less than 1% cases where you should go with the real-time data injection. If you're planning to go with the real-time data processing, then remember the cost of the project will be multiple times higher. So ideally, and similarly, if I'm talking about the table, so suppose uh, you are the smart data engineer, or maybe you're a smart software engineer. What you have done, you have developed your project or product on top of the metadata. So where the companies are storing the metadata? In SQL database. And the cost of the SQL database is also not lower. It's very high. Compared to others, it's very high. So ultimately, few hundred or thousands of dollars unnecessary you are paying. So what you should do, you should store such type of data in a table storage, in a storage account. Why table storage? The reason is table storage is one of the bias-based service. Availability will be almost 100%. Cost is 2 cents per GB per month. It means if you are maintaining your data in table storage, especially metadata, if your configuration is storing in table storage, the cost of the project will be always lower side. Similarly, if you're planning to do the system integration, you should go with the queue storage. So guys, the blob storage, data lake storage, table storage, queue storage is very famous types available, but most of the people don't understand or they don't know when to use and how. So because of these challenges or unawareness, cloud engineers are not using the appropriate service where it was required. So anyway, so here guys, we have 6 types available. The first three, or I would say the first four, data lake, blob, table, and queue storage are used in development, while disk and file are used in administration. So here, but whenever you're going to create a storage account, there'll be some constraint like the name of the storage account should be in lowercase only. You cannot pass in uppercase. Special characters are not allowed. The length should be between 3 to 24 characters. Similarly, in a storage account, whenever going to create a container, there also there'll be some constraint like it should be lowercase, name should be lowercase. Special characters are not allowed, and the length of the storage container should be between 3 to 63 characters. So these are some of the interview questions. So here, we know first how to create it. So let me do one thing. Let me log into the portal. Before this, what you should do before logging to the portal, what you should do whenever you're going to provide any solution to the customer, you should provide your solution near to the customer location. For example, you're working for the Coca-Cola UK. Coca-Cola is one of the global company. They have their presence available in more than 150 countries. For example, they have office in India, UK, US, everywhere. Suppose you're working for the Coca-Cola UK. So as an engineer, as an admin, or as an architect, what you should do, you should provision everything in UK only, not in India. The region, their users will be from the UK location. So what you should do, you should check the region. Say here, Azure. So
Hello, one more question here because while choosing region, right? So there are different rates for different region actually. UK has
actually,
different cost and
correct.
something like
But
that.
I understood. I got your question. So here, actually, the cost is this, cost wise, it's not huge difference. Whatever
Okay.
the difference you see is because of conversion. For example, conversion of dollar and Indian rupees.
Mm.
Example. Uh, suppose in India, whenever transferring $100 for United States, so today's suppose rate is 90 rupees. $1 equals to 90 rupees. So how much you are getting? uh, Around 85 rupees you are getting only.
Yeah.
So around 7%, somewhere between 7 to 8%, there'll be, conversion charges, depending on where and how you're sending the data. If it is related to business, so conversion charge will be somewhere between 7 to 8%. In
So
normally it will be 2 to 3%. So it's a Whatever the
Mm.
difference you see, so because of the conversion.
So latency will be based on the nearest region. So
Correct. So what
most
the,
of the business users or
correct,
users using this,
correct.
we need
So
to choose the region
correct.
accordingly.
So what you should do, you should not focus on the pricing. You should focus on the region. First, check from where your end users are. Suppose you are from India, your end users are from UK. So you see here, this is globe. Here,
Mm.
Microsoft presence is available in 70 region. Whatever the option, whatever the green lines, green dots you see here, these are the region, your region. So this is geographic location. In this geographic location, we have a region available, Poland Central. Poland is geographic location. Similarly, here, Finland is geographic location, and North Europe 3 is the region. And Sweden is geographic location. In this geographic location, we have the central, Sweden Central.
So,
Of
one more use case I will tell. So, Netflix is the global users. So, they will design based on the most of the customers in which region, right? Or
I tell you. No, no, I tell you.
yeah,
Let's talk about the Google. Okay.
Mm. Okay,
It's a global product, right?
yeah, global is
So what you can do, what is your current location?
Singapore.
Singapore, India, right?
Yeah, Singapore, yes.
Anyone who is from outside India, what you can do, open Google and check the news here. Whatever the news I'm getting,
Mm.
same news you are not getting, guys. You can check.
Correct.
Anyone who is from Europe, Australia, or any other country, you can check. So actually, we both are using the google.com, but I'm getting X news and you're getting Y. So it's because Google is also serving from nearby location. Google is not serving to Indian customer from United States. What they are doing, they are serving the data from India region only. Similarly, if you are from Gulf country, you'll get the response from the Gulf. So what is suggesting? Microsoft is suggesting to provision everything closer to the customer location. For example, if you're working from India for Indian customer. So deploy everything in India. You see here, this is the map of India. So here we have three regions available publicly. So India is one of the geographic location. This is the icon of the geographic. In this geographic location, we have Central India, means Pune. We have South Central India, which is Hyderabad, but this region is not ready yet. It will be available sometimes by end of this year. And one is in Mumbai. Okay, one in South India. So as of now, there are three publicly available regions are available in India. One is Chennai, is South India. One is in Central India, means Pune, and another is available in Bombay or Mumbai. So in India, Microsoft presence is available in three regions. In fact, there are more presence available like Gujarat, Jamnagar. But this region is dedicated. Jamnagar region is dedicated for Reliance Jio. So publicly, there are three regions available. So what you should do if you're working for any of the Indian customer, so you should deploy everything in India, not outside India. But if you're from India, but you're working for the European customer, so you should deploy everything in Europe, not in India. Why? If you have deployed in India, the user who are from Europe, if they will try to access the data, there'll be latency and the performance will be degraded. Means there'll be huge impact on the performance. So price wise, actually, there's not huge impact. Whatever the impact is, maybe 1 or 2%. It's because of the conversion in dollar. Cost wise, it would be lump sum same. But if you have deployed it very far from your current location, then definitely in that case, there'll be several challenges later on. So ultimately, so this is the globe. Microsoft presence is available in 70 plus region. Whatever the dot, circles, green circle you see, these are the available regions. In India, we have three publicly available regions: Central India, South India, and West India. And all these regions are internally connected through the optical fiber cable. Whatever the dotted line you see here, these are the optical C-level optical fiber cable. For example, if you're from India, if your application deployed in Europe somewhere, so your data will travel via this route. You see, this is the route, and means you will request your traffic will route it using this via this route. Again, you will get the response. In that case, there'll be latency, maybe 5 second, 9 second, 10 seconds, but there'll be latency. Same time, if you are accessing from India location, maybe latency will be 1 second. So ideally, there will not be huge impact when limited number of users are going to access the data, but there'll be huge impact whenever too many people are going to access the same data at a time. So what you should do in production environment, you should deploy to the customer. Whatever the solution you're going to develop, it should be deployed to near to the customer location, not to your location.
Okay, got it, sir. One more question, can I say?
Yeah, yeah, please.
The thing is, right, it's the customer base sometimes, right? So as of now, today is China is more customers are there, but it may change in future. So then what will be the strategy? We need to change the location as per, because customers volume increase, decrease for the variation, something will be there. So
Mhm.
then we need to plan accordingly and we need to change the
So
region. Is easy, right? Changing the region is in cloud, it is easy, right?
mhm, it's not easy. First, you cannot change the region.
Mm,
You cannot change the region. If something is deployed United States, that is
mm.
one of the region from United States to India in case you're applying to move. So you have to, that'll be another separate project for the migration.
But
So, okay.
geo
So,
redundancy will be there, right?
no, no,
So
that's a
copper will,
different one. No, no, that's a different concept. I'll
that is
discuss
different
you.
concept. Okay,
I'll
fine, fine.
discuss.
Okay, fine. Go ahead, go ahead. Yeah.
So in cloud computing, whenever you're going to maintain some data, for example, suppose I'm going to upload some data. Maybe it's a picture or maybe my machine backup. So whenever you're going to maintain some data, so internally what Microsoft is doing, internally Microsoft is maintaining multiple copies of the data. So when this technique is called the redundancy or data replication. So mainly Microsoft, I'm not saying only, mainly Microsoft is offering four type of these are the four key redundancy types available. One is called the LRS, means locally redundant storage. Second is called the ZRS, means zone redundant storage. Third is called the GRS, means geo redundant storage. And the last one is called the RAGRS, means read access geo redundant storage. So ideally, what you should do, depending on the requirement, again, you should select the redundancy type. For example, let's talk about the first one. The first type is LRS. LRS means locally redundant storage. Suppose, guys, this is one of the region, like this is suppose South India region. Okay. In South, this is your South India region. So in South India region, suppose we have three data centers available. This is data center number one. So in one region, there will be minimum three data center. Data center number one, DC number two, and DC number three. So this the outer boundary is your region. In one region, we have three data center available. So this is your DC one, DC two, and DC three. As an end user, we're not going to upload the data. Suppose what I'm planning to upload some picture or maybe audio, video, or something else. So here, so as an end user, you will upload your data once. Okay. As an end user, you'll upload your data once, but internally what Microsoft will do, what Azure will do, Azure will replicate your data multiple times. So the first copy will be uploaded here. Second copy will be, once the first copy is ready, then the same copy or same data will be replicated in next data center. Means once first copy is ready, then the same data will be synchronously, it will be replicated. Similarly, the third copies will be ready. So here, guys, when we're going to upload the data, as an end user, you have to upload data once. But internally, what Azure will do, Azure will upload your data three times. One second. Okay, suppose, guys, suppose you're going to upload some uh, machines backup. You're the end user. From your on-premise system, what you're doing, you are going to upload some images, video streaming, or something else. Whatever the data you're going to upload, this data will be uploaded once by only one time. It will be uploaded by end user. So the first copy will be uploaded here. Once the first copy is ready, then it will synchronously, it will be created, or one more copy will be, you know, synchronized, and third copy will be synchronized. Means every time whenever going to upload data, you'll get, as an end user, you'll upload data once, but internally the data will be replicated at least three times. So three times in different racks power source or data center. So here, guys, there's some key part. The key part is, so we have mainly four types available. If you're going with the first type, which is called the locally written storage. So in this case, what will happen as an end user, you have to upload your data once. The first time it will be created in first data center, second data center, and third data center. Means same data will be replicated 3 times within the same region, but different data center. So LRS stands for locally tenant storage. Here your data will be replicated 3 times within the same region. And here SLA will be availability of the data will be 99.999999 total 11 times 9. So the data will be available 99.99% up to 11 times 9 for the durability. Here storage cost will be the lowest. Lowest means here you have to pay 2 cent per GB per month. Only 1 rupees 80 paise you have to pay per month. So suppose you're going to upload some data. If the size of the data is 1 GB, how much you have to pay? 1 rupees 80 paise. And it will protect your data from the rack failure. If your server cluster rack is failed, then in that it will protect the data. So here how it is working, Microsoft Azure will copy your data 3 times in the same physical location. Means in center India, if you're deploying in center India, in center India, it will be uploaded once, but Microsoft will create 3 copy of data in 3 different data centers. The data movement from one to another data center or one to another rack will be synchronous process. SLA will be 99.99%, and the charges will be 1 rupees. Nowadays the rate is changed, so 1 rupees 90 paise, 1 rupee 80 paise, 1 rupee 80 paise per GB per month you have to pay. Next is ZRS or Joe Returned Storage. So how it is working, as an end user, if you're going to upload your data, so first feature, like LRS is available everywhere, means locally returned storage is available everywhere, and this feature is not available everywhere. For example, in Central India, this feature is available. In South India and West India, ZRS feature is not available. So in this case, as an end user, whenever going to upload the data, so the data will be uploaded same way 3 times in different data center, but the data centers will not be the part of same region. It will be available in the same region but different zone. So how it is working, so this is for the LRS. In case of ZRS, so this is your region. You see here, this is region. In one region there will be multiple zone. Suppose guys, this is our zone. Okay, so here the other zones. In one zone there'll be, there'll be minimum 1, maximum 3 data centers. Suppose guys, these are the data centers. So give me a few seconds, guys. These 3 are your data centers. This is DC1, DC2, and DC3. So as an end user, here also you have to upload data once. But internally, what will happen? It will create 3 copy of the data. First copy will be available in first data center, which is available in zone number 1. Second copy of the data will be available in zone number 2. And the third copy of the data will be available in zone number 3. So it means here all the three copy of the data will be available in same data center. Same data center, but different rack. But here in this case, your data will be available in same region, but different zone. So here, this is zone number 1. This is zone number 2 and zone number 3. So as an end user, you have to upload your data once, but internally what will happen? It will maintain, means Azure will maintain your data 3 times in the same region, but different racks, different cooling center, different power backup. Okay, suppose suppose you uploaded a picture here. So first copy will be available here. Once this is ready, the same will be replicated in second zone. Once this will be ready, the same will be replicated in third zone. Means at a time you'll get 3 copy of data. If the first is not available, you can get the data from the second one. If the first and second both are not available, then you can retrieve the data or you can read the data from the third copy. So guys, this feature is called the ZRS or Joe Returned Storage. So guys, Central India is one of the region. In Central India, we have three region. We have three zone available. Zone number 1, zone number 2, and zone number 3. As end user, I'll upload data once. The first copy of my data will be available in data center number 1 of the zone 1. Second copy will be available in zone 2 in different data center. And third copy of data will be available in zone number 3. So if you see here, in the first case, also I'm getting 3 copy of data. And in second case also I'm getting 3 copy of data. But here SLA is better than the first one. The charges is 50% extra compared to the first one. So example, if you're paying 3 cent per GB per month, so here you, so if you're paying 2 cent per GB per month in LRS, so in GRS, ZRS, you have to pay 3 cent per GB per month, means 50% extra you have to pay. And SLA is better. Question is, why SLA is better? The SLA is better is here, suppose all the 3 copy of the data will be available in the same data center. Suppose because of some issue, the entire data center is down, then there'll be outage. While in this case, your data is available in the same region, but different data center, and these data centers also distributed in different zone. So if one data center is down, no problem. If entire zone is down, still no issue. If the first and second, both of the zones are down, still no issue. There'll be issue if entire region is down, then only there'll be some issue. Otherwise, there will not be any impact on the business. Business will be up and running. So guys, so here SLA is 99.99 total 11 times. Charges are 2 cent GB per 2 cent per GB per month. While in this case, SLA is 99.99 total 12 times 9. And the charges are 3 cent per GB per month. This is the second lowest in terms of the cost. Now again, I'll take a pause here. If you have any question, then guys, please unmute and clear your doubts. Okay, no question. So the third one is called the GRS. GRS stands for geo storage or geo redundancy or geo redundant storage. So in this case, this is the advanced version of the LRS. In case of locally redundant storage, you're getting 3 copy of the data in one region. While in this case, 2 regions will be involved. For example, if you're maintaining the Center India means Pune. So first 3 copy of the data will be available in Center India and 3 more copy of the data will be available hundreds of kilometers away from the primary region, which is called the South India. So Central India will be the primary region and South India will be your secondary region. By default, you will get the services from the primary region. If the primary region, if all the 3 copy of data is not available from the primary region, then only in that case, you'll get the response from the secondary region. So guys, this is called the GRS, but in this case, the charges is higher. For example, here you have to pay 4 cent per GB per month and availability of the data will be 99.9999 total, 16 times 9. Okay, so if any customer is telling you to achieve the BCDR, means business continuity and disaster recovery, so what you should do, you should go with the GRS, not LRS. Now question is, when we should go with the LRS? If the data is not critical, the data is not very much critical, In especially in development UT case, what you can do, you can go with the local written storage. But if the data is very critical and there's a request from the customer to achieve the BCDR, customer is ready to pay the higher amount and they're looking for the BCDR, then in that case, you can go with the GRS, means geo redundant storage. Okay, in this case, if one copy is down, still services will be up and running. If first, second, and third, all the three copy of the data is not available, then only you'll get the response from the secondary region. In this case, you can read the data as well as you can write data from the secondary region. Whenever going forward in future, the primary will be up, the again, synchronization will start from secondary to primary. Okay, but remember here read and write both are possible. We have one more type available which is called as the RAGRS, means read access geo redundant storage. In this case, this is 100% same like the GRS. Only one extra is here in case of GRS, you can read the data and you can write the data. While in this case, if the primary region is not available, you can read the data, but you cannot write data. Means some new data you cannot upload, but the data which is already available, that you can access. Charges wise means 100%. Feature wise is 100% same. Only one difference that is read is possible, write is not possible, and charges wise this is slightly higher than GRS. Okay, so if anyone is asking which is the most advanced and which is most costliest one, so the RAGRS is costliest one, and which is the cheapest one, the LRS is cheapest one. Okay, so how to do it? So let me do one thing. Let me open the portal. This is my Azure portal. So first, Microsoft Azure, you know, access is available free of cost for everyone for 1 month. So if you are totally new to the cloud, what you can do, you can use Azure portal free of cost for 1 month, where you'll get $200, which is 18,000 rupees credit from Microsoft. This will be valid for 1 month only. After 1 month, what you can do, you can go with the shared subscription, or you can go with the spot discount, or you can go with the VCC. Now, question is, what is VCC or spot discount? Anyone? So, guys, if you have any questions. So normally most of the people are not practicing. Why not practicing? Because of the fear factor that, hey, if I have to create a subscription, maybe I have to pay to Microsoft. So guys, you no need to worry. What you can do, you can create a free subscription. If you're going with the free subscription, you'll get $200. $200 will be valid for 30 days only. Okay. So you'll get.
Hi, Aaradhy. Rajiv this side. Sorry to interrupt you in between.
Mhm.
Uh, Hello, am I audible to
Yeah,
you?
yes, Rajiv, I can hear you.
Aaradhy, I have a questions based on the different region and the zone data centers, right? So let's say 1 million customers have already pointed their system to configure at one particular zone, right? In the different data centers. And let's say that data center or the zone completely washed out or because of any interruptions comes and they are not working, right?
One second, one second,
So
one second. Sorry,
how
sorry. One
how
second.
the
Sorry. No, no, wait.
okay.
So first, you cannot decide that which zone you're going to use. It will be decided by Microsoft. So how it is working?
Mm-hmm,
So let me show you how it is working. Suppose you are the
mm-hmm,
end user. You will
mm-hmm,
get the access of the region. You will not get
mm-hmm.
the access of the zone or data center. Correct.
Okay.
So suppose you're going to create a call. You're going to set up a call center.
Mm-hmm.
In your call center, you're looking for total 300 machines. How many
Okay.
machines? 300.
Mm-hmm.
So you can decide that, okay, I'm looking for the ZRS feature, means geo
Yep.
redundancy feature I'm looking for. So in this case, what Microsoft will do, the first
Mhm.
time Microsoft will create the first machine in zone number one.
Okay.
Second machine will be created in zone number two. Third
Mm-hmm.
will be created in zone number three. Fourth will be
Mm-hmm.
created in zone number two. Means 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 100 machine will be created in zone number one, 100 in
Mm-hmm.
zone number two, and 100 in zone number three.
Okay.
If suppose one machine is down, no problem. Still, you have 299 machines available. Suppose entire data center is down or entire region, entire zone is down. Then in
Mm-hmm.
that case, still you have 200 more machines available in zone number 2 and zone number 3. You'll get the response from these remaining machines.
So Aradhi, I have a questions on this one actually. Let's say one zone is down, right? So if suppose data is getting ingested, right? How the Microsoft auto switch the zone, right? If let's say first time it was pointed to one particular zone when which is your first destinations when the data is getting ingested, right? Let's say that destination is zone 1, right? But then let's say that is down, right? So how the automatically data will flow to zone 2 without
Got it.
interruption?
Got it. So in this case, how it is working? Suppose you are streaming the data or you are uploading data. Simple. As an end
Yeah.
user, you are just uploading the data. So as an end user, where you are uploading the data? Just tell me. You are uploading data in zone number 1, zone number 2, or zone number 3. You don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Actually, you don't know where you're uploading. So
Yeah. I don't
it
know.
will be
Correct.
decided by Microsoft. What the Microsoft will do, mostly in most of the cases, they are starting with the zone number 2. The
Mm-hmm.
first copy means, suppose they decided, in your case, they decided, okay, first you'll get the services from zone number 1. Suppose. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what will happen? Suppose you uploaded one picture, a picture of suppose 2 MB or 5 MB picture you uploaded. So this picture will be real time. This will
Mm-hmm.
be I would say on real time, this picture will be synchronized. It will not be asynchronized. On real time, this picture will be synchronized, means same copy of the data will be available here also. How? I'm going to show you 1 second.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I'm just going to show you how it is working. Okay. So as an end user, you're going to upload the data, right?
Yeah.
That's it. It is working on the fire and forget concept. So
Mm-hmm.
you're going to upload your data once. Internally, what Microsoft will do? Microsoft will replicate your data 3 times. First copy, second copy, and the third copy. Once the 3 copy of data, and it will be real time, or I would say near real time, there will be latency of fraction of second. For example, fraction of a second or second, depending on the volume of the data. So here, once you're going to first, whenever you're going to upload data, all the data will not, for you, you're uploading everything in single go, but internally Microsoft will divide your data in small pieces. These pieces are called the chunk. So these chunks will be transferred on real time, means there'll be maybe fraction of second difference. So here, 1 MB data, if you're going to upload, so same time, this will be uploaded here, here, and here. Means you'll get 3 copy of data. Once these 3 copy of data will be ready, then you'll get the acknowledgement also. So this is the way exactly it is working. So for you, it is 1 MB data, but for Microsoft, it's the KBs of data. The reason Microsoft split data in memory, then these chunks they are updating.
Mm-hmm.
One second. You see, this is the way it's working. First, second, and third. So in 1 second, it will create 3 copy of data. So there's a question. It looks it's not like the SQL. So SQL is the part of cloud. Remember, SQL is one of the service of cloud. SQL is baby, or SQL is mouse, and this is the elephant. This is the difference between cloud and SQL. SQL is the child, and this is the father. So this is the big basket. This is a big basket where thousands of varieties of fruits are available, and sequel is one type of fruit. Okay. Similarly, guys, cloud is not about the data engineering only. Cloud is about the data engineering. It is about the administration, management, architecting, solution, IoT, data, many more. Okay. So any other question, guys?
Sir, I have one
Aaradhy,
doubt.
okay,
Yes,
fine.
Shiva.
Shiva, go ahead. Shiva, go ahead. Go ahead, Shiva.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. In DC and DR, you mentioned like a DC and DR, right? If the both are active, in DC and DC are both are active. When the customer is from central Chennai, okay, Chennai, which node he will access first? It
Mhm.
will go to
The
the
concept.
main node, or
Okay.
it will.
So first, it's not it's you are actually your working age. DBA?
Yeah, yes, correct. Yeah.
DBA. That's right. So the it's a very different. I think you haven't gone through my previous sessions. So
Yes, sir. Today only first time I joined.
yeah, no problem. That's why you're asking this type of question. So how it is working as an end user? Suppose you have total six copy of data available, right? Suppose you uploaded a audio or maybe a video. Okay, this video will be available six times: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. On top of these six copy, there'll be a load balancer. So as an end user, how it is working? Let me tell you the internal architecture. So guys, Azure Mastery is very different from other courses. For example, in other courses, you are focusing on one or two services, while here we are focusing on 40 Azure services. If you're good in all these, or if you're moderate or you're normal candidate, still, you're much better compared to others. So how it is working? Suppose in backend, we have total six copy of the data available.
Aaradhy Singh, I need small question. Okay, I need to drop. I just want to ask small question.
Okay.
So, i- see, like in data engineer perspective, is it good to know all the services? Because my target role is like I want to be an architect. So,
So tell me
what
one.
is it?
I got your question. So tell me one thing. As an architect, what you want to do? You want to write the code, you want to select, you want to write the query, select, insert, update, and delete, or
No, no, no,
something else.
no. We want to solution. So where
Correct.
to keep?
So
Yeah.
if you don't know multiple services, then what your solution?
Mm,
So guys, in case anyone who is planning to start the career in cloud computing, or you are senior, in both of the cases, it is must to have.
mm,
Usually, I suggest everyone that, hey guys, nowadays here in industry is talking about the cloud, data, and AI. If you do,
mm,
and data and AI both are the part of cloud.
yes,
Both
correct.
are, so if you don't know, suppose you don't know ABCD, then is it possible to write the book? You cannot write a book.
Mm,
Nowadays, the problem is everyone, doesn't matter whether experience is 20 year, 15 year, or 10 year, or 8 year, everyone want to appear as an architect. But
yeah.
actually, what is the responsibility of the architect? Most of people don't know, or they don't understand. It's a very big responsibility. You should be good in data services, AI services, network services, security services, operation cost, everything.
Mm,
Otherwise, ultimately, result will be failure. Hmm. So,
okay.
guys, if you want to focus on the select, insert, append, and delete only, though maybe not required.
Mm,
But in case you want to focus more than select, insert, update, and delete, then yes, it is must to have. So this is the first step. Usually, what I suggest to start with the Azure Mastery first. After Azure Mastery, you can decide if you're planning to appear as a data engineer, then there'll be two options available. If you're planning to go with a low code based approach, then you can go with the MS Fabric. In case you want to write code, too much code, you want to learn the third party services, then in that case, you can go with the Databricks and Data Factory. I'm not saying one is good, another is bad. Both are really ultimate. It depends on the person to person. Suppose there are lots of people who are already good in SQL and Spark. I mean, maybe Python, and you love to write the too much code. Then okay, you can go with the Databricks and Data Factory. Same time, there's another candidate who don't want to write too much code. Then I suggest them to go with the MS Fabric. Remember, everything really ultimate one. I'm not saying one is good or other is bad. Both are really ultimate, or all the three courses are really ultimate one. Lots of people are starting with the I mean with the data brick and data factory. Then after it, they're going for the Azure Mastery program where we are covering 40 Azure services. Lots in other cases, what candidates
yeah,
are
I
doing.
already started Azure Data Factory, so I
Mhm.
got some interest, like some interest on that. So I'm thinking, okay, fine, okay, I got it. So
Mhm.
I just want to exit. I just want to leave. One question I have, okay. So in our traditional, I'm managing one application. In that application, right? So how databases, okay. So what we will estimate, right? Every year, we will do growth estimate. okay, how much growth will come? So today, what is the storage capacity? And in future, based on the growth, volume growth, we will estimate some size. Okay. So based on that, if there is a hard disk or memory, we will plan to upgrade. But in due to this cloud, right, so no need to plan about all this storage, right? Azure will take care by
Azure,
itself, right?
in fact, see, in Azure, we have all these features already available. Plus, you should focus on the cost. For example, the data, if the any data is active, then you have to pay. If the
Okay.
any data is passive, then you have to pay less amount. If the data is archived, then you have to pay very least amount.
Yeah,
For
there is
example,
some
for same
concept called,
data.
yeah.
So it's a architect, it's a part of architecting. If
Mm,
if you're not working as an architect, so what will happen? Suppose for the same data, suppose we have total example is suppose you have X data. For X
mm,
data, you are paying $1,000. So what you
okay.
can do with your strategy, you can reduce the cost up to maybe $300. In one hand, you are paying for the same data, you are paying $1,000.
Yeah.
If you can change the strategy, what you can do, you can reduce the cost of the overall the project from $1,000 to $300 only. Means up to 70% cost you can reduce because I mean with your different strategies. That's why I'm saying here, why we are covering 40 Azure services. Is there an advantage? Yes, there's a huge advantage. It will help you to survive. Guys, nowadays, almost
Mm,
everywhere the firings are going on. Why companies are doing like this? They are retiring to their candidate who are working on the legacy platform or who are not multi-skilled. Same time, people companies are hiring also. For example, check the TCS. You'll get several openings available in TCS. So
mm,
far, more than 1 lakh people fired from TCS.
mm.
And by the end of this year, the target is total 1 more lakh. So it means
Okay.
as of now, total strength was 6 lakhs. And by next year, the target of the TCS is to go with the 4 lakhs only. It's a
Okay.
silent layoff is going on. So it doesn't mean that hirings are not in progress. Hirings are going on, but what companies are doing, companies are looking for the multi-skill professional so that they can use you in multiple projects.
Okay, got it. Okay, so recently I selected with the Snowflake. I did not take it. Okay,
Mhm.
fine. So okay, just I want to leave. When our sessions will start from
Uh,
when timings?
Actually, enrollment is already going on. It will start from 7th of February, means next Saturday.
Timings?
Same time, 7 to 10 p.m. IST, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, 7 to 10 p.m. Right?
Yes.
7 to 10 p.m. India time.
PM weekend. India timing, 7 to 10 p.m. IST. It's the same time. Today, our webinar started 7
But I
p.m.,
had a
right?
collision with our Ashok Shashana. Okay, fine, fine. Let's see. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, fine.
So how it is working, guys, as an end user, you should not worry what is going on in backend. So here we have multiple copy of the data available. Suppose what I'm telling you, you will get total 6 copy of data. Suppose we have 3 copy of data available here. So what will happen? You suppose this is primary copy and this is secondary copy. So by default, you'll get the response from the primary copy. If the primary copy of data is not available, then you'll get the response from the secondary copy. So at a time, at least 6 copy of the data will be available. As an end user, you need the data. That's it. Here, if you have to think about the strategy, pricing, operation, architecting, and administration, if you good in all these areas, so what will happen? The cost of the project you can reduce up to 70%, minimum 30%, maximum 70% cost you can reduce. So why we are covering 40 services? What is Azure Mastery Program? So guys, Azure Mastery Program is one of the premium, course offered by COE. In this course, we are covering diversified list of the services. Why we are covering diversified list of the services? The reason is it's a demand of industry. In maybe in one project you have to use 10 services. In other project 15 services you have to use. Third project maybe 7 services you have to use. You don't know when and how many number of services you have to use. So do you think what you will do? For every service you'll go and enroll for one course? Answer is no. So what COE is doing, COE is offering a premium level of program, which is called the Azure Mastery Program, where we are covering 40 Azure services and which is demand of industry. And these are the some of the list of the services. For example, we are covering multiple databases, identity and security services, DevOps and monitoring services, networking services, data storage services, compute services. Example, backup, disaster recovery, archival, NetApp, data lake storage, queue storage, table storage, disk storage, file storage, blob storage, VM, virtual machine, app service plan, app service environment, Azure function, logic app, Azure Service Fabric, Azure API Management, Service Bus, DNS, Bastion, Gateway, Firewall, Application Gateway, Load Balancer, NSG, Traffic Manager, Spot, PIP, Virtual Machine, Skill Set, VNet, DevOps Board, Azure Monitor, Log Analytics. So, guys, in almost all the project, at least 30 to 50% services are used. But the problem is people don't know when to use and how many services and how to use it. So what we are doing since long time, we are running this program. Program is named as Azure Mastery Program, where we are covering diversified list of the services, so that in case you're planning to start your career in cloud computing, you can start. Or if you're already working as a data engineer or you're already working any other profile, so in that case also you can upgrade in next for the next level. So here, if I'm talking about the opportunity after this course, you'll get
No, ADF is covered or ADF is not covered?
No, for the ADF, we have different codes available. In COE, in data engineering segment, we have two different programs we are running. One is the Databrick and Data Factory. Another program is for the Fabric.
Okay.
And so Fabric, in case you're planning to go with the low code based approach, then you can go with the Fabric. In case you're planning, if you are already good in SQL or Python and you like to write the code, then in that case you can go with the Databrick and Data Factory. Okay, and this is the third type of program where we are covering 40 Azure services. Okay.
Okay.
So otherwise, what will happen if you're planning to consider data factory, Databricks, data, everything in the same course? What will happen? It will take 1 year. Okay, 1 year. It will be just like the graduation program. So the problem is, so it's not easy, neither for you nor for us also. So what we have done, we have multiple courses available, two courses for the data engineering and one course for the specialization, or this course is for the beginning to architect level, means we are starting from very beginning to architect level. Any other question?
And
Srinivas, Sharad?
certification, I mean, can we take up Azure certification also, architect
Yes.
certification?
After this course, you can clear multiple certification. In fact, give me 1 second. Let me open the brochure. Okay. So this is the brochure. In case you want to get the complete list of the services, app service plan, app service environment, Azure function, logic app, all these are the past services. Okay. Blob storage, table storage, queue storage, mostly the other data services, data lake storage, file share, NetApps, disk storage, backup, recovery service vault, architecting, virtual machine skill set, compute fleet, PIP, NIC, network security group, load balancer, application gateway, traffic manager, firewall, VPN, express route, connection, Bastion, DNS, DevOps board, log analytics, application insight, Azure monitor, Azure automation, Inter ID, Key Vault, DDoS protection, Defender, Azure policy, Defender for the cloud. So these are the services. Apart from it, some data services like Elastic Pool, Cosmos DB, SQLMI, SQL Serverless, SQL Database. So the other data services also we are covering. Now your question is, what about the certifications? So after this, you can clear These 4 certification, 900, Azure Admin, Azure Developer, Azure Architect. So these 4 certificate you guys can target after it. In case you want to get more detail, so we have a website available. The website link also I'm going to share in this chat window, which is cloudvista360.com. So this is our website. And this is the Azure Mastery course available. The first course is Azure Mastery. The classes, as I told you guys, so far I have, completed 84 batch. In fact, 84 number batch is already running. This is the 85th number batch that I'm running since last close to 13 year. And the fee is, including GST, the fee is 23,600. In case you want to get more detail about this course, so click on the enrollment. And here we have the details of the course. Plus, in case you want to explore the curriculum, so it's available here. Whatever the services you see here, plus minus 1 or 2 services we are covering. Okay, this is about the instructor. So I'm the instructor. And in case you want to enroll directly through website, through this website, you can enroll. Just go register. It means just sign in, sign up, sign in, and register here. Website detail also I'm sharing here in the chat window. Or in fact, let me go back. One more point here. In case you want to download the book, so usually we are publishing the book after every quarter. So last quarter we released a book, which is Azure Ultimate. This is Ultimate Azure Mastery Interview Guide. So here you'll get few hundred interview questions. We are writing another book by end of next month. That book will be ready. So all these books or materials will help you guys to crack the interview. Apart from it, architecting is also architecture, drawing, designing is also the part of the same course. Means in the live session, I'll cover the architecture also. I'll apart from the architecting, so we will cover the how to build the CV and LinkedIn profile. That also will be covered in the same course. So here the URL of the course I have shared in the chat window. Any other course, question if you have related to this course, then please unmute and clear your doubts, guys. So there's a question from someone joined with the name iPhone. So in US dollar, if you are Indian citizen, so this is the fee. If you are a foreign national, the fee is $350. And you cannot pay. If you're foreign national, then you cannot pay through this website. If anyone who is Indian or from Indian origin, using only they can pay. Otherwise, your debit card or credit card will not be accepted. Okay, any other question, guys? No questions. So let's continue. So guys, here you'll get the global opportunity after this course. So there's a question, okay, and then question schedule. Schedule is 7 to 10 p.m. IST during the weekend. In this 3 hour, there'll be 2.5 hour live session. Plus in last 30 minutes, there'll be assessment also. It's not theoretical program. So 80% time will focus on the practical implementation. Remaining 20% time will focus on the assessment into preparation, use case study and other activities. So it means every day 2.5 hour on deliveries, remaining 30 minutes in assessment and other activity, architecture, design, discussion, and assessment. Any other question? So here, guys, as this is global platform available, so you'll get the global opportunity available. Doesn't matter whether you're from India, United States, Canada, or European countries. Australia, Singapore means everywhere except few locations like Africa. In Africa, you'll get very limited number of opportunities available. Second is Russia and China. In Russia and China also, you get very limited number of opportunity available for the cloud professionals, especially for the Microsoft or Amazon or AWS. Okay. If I'm talking about the global companies, so almost all the company nowadays, almost 99% companies, 100% IT companies are using the cloud computing. If I'm talking about the other companies like Ultratech Cement, Hindustan Unilever, Godrej, Tata Steel, Adani, Hiranandani, Bajaj, SBI, Tata, Infosys, Cognizant, Wipro, TCS, almost all the companies are using the Microsoft Azure cloud computing. Example, if I'm talking about the TCS, so in TCS, thousands of cloud projects are running. Maybe 400 projects are based on the Microsoft Azure cloud computing, 300 based on AWS, others are based on any other cloud. But the cloud is the demand of industry, so almost all the companies are using it. Now, another question is, after this course, what are the different types of roles are available? So guys, after this course, what you can do, in case you're applying to appear as an architect, so there are multiple types of architect roles are available, like solution architect, cloud architect, infrastructure architect, network architect, storage architect. You guys can target all these roles. If you're working as a cloud engineer, then cloud engineer, ISC engineer, migration engineer, optimization engineer, multi-cloud engineer, cloud admin, virtualization admin, security or storage admin. So whatever the roles you see here, if you check overall, there'll be somewhere between 25 to 30 type of roles are available, which you guys can target after this course. So if anyone who is already working on SharePoint, maybe SharePoint developer or SharePoint admin, maybe you're already working as a tester. Testing is one of the area where whenever the experience will grow, there'll be a very limited number of opportunity, or there will not be any opportunity available for the tester profile. So in that case, what they should do, or they are doing, all these type of professionals also moving towards cloud computing. Same situation is almost same situation with the SharePoint also. If you're working as a data professional, you're already working as an admin, any type of admin, you're already working as an architect. And here, network architect, cloud architect. Cloud architect means here I'm talking about the private cloud architect, enterprise architect, infrastructure architect, or solution architect in on-premise. Then also you guys can move toward the public cloud computing, which is Microsoft Azure cloud computing. Similarly, if anyone who is working as a technical specialist and manager, or you're working as a system professional, software tester, support program, or developer, in all these cases also, you guys can plan your career with Microsoft Azure cloud computing. And why it is important for the data professional? One is the architecting. So in case you're applying to appear as an architect, you're applying to appear as a multi-skill professional, it is must to have. Similarly, for the optimization, from security and governance point of view, cost efficiency and better collaboration. So because of all these 5 points, it is must to have for the data professionals also. And finally, as I told you, the classes will start, means batch registration already in progress, and the classes will start from 7th of February 2026, means next to next Saturday. Now it's time for the Q&A. If you have any question, any doubt related to the topic so far we have discussed, then please unmute and clear your doubts. Srinivas, Shivani, Kundan, Sharat, Sai, Poonam, Motorola Age. Any question, guys? If no question, then we'll conclude here. Okay. So where we can get this book, in case you want to download this book, so this is version 1.0. So let me do one thing. Cloud Vista. This is Cloud Vista website. Click on download section and download the book here directly. It's a free of cost. So here it's not, it's with the use cases. Let me show you. So here you'll get the question related to PaaS services, as services, SaaS services with the architecture, decisioning, use cases, everything. It's not a what is this, what is that. So like common use cases for the data lake, when you should use, what you should use, how you should use. In fact, architecture also, use cases, everywhere, common use cases, best practices. Topic wise, you'll get the question from every topic. There'll be 20 to 50 questions with the use cases, case study, and many more. In version 2.0, we'll not talk about the common question. We'll talk about the case study only case study by topic or by service. So total number of, and this is one of the book. For all registered member, we are providing another architect book where the number of pages is 357 pages or 350 pages of another document we are providing for other candidates. That's related to architecting only. While version 2.0 is in progress, by next month it would be ready. Means by somewhere between 15 to 21st of February it will be ready. Any other question? Srinivas, Satish, Poonam, Abhishek, Pranesh, Sachin, you can ask your question. If no, then we can conclude the session here. Okay, no doubt. Okay, guys, then let's conclude. We'll reconnect next week with a new topic. So next Saturday, I'm planning to talk about backup and disaster recovery. That is also one of the most important topic. Okay. Okay, thank you guys. Bye everyone.